everyone. Welcome back to the Zorix Op. So today we are going to discuss about some more things of the HTTPD web server in the security world. Okay. So in last year class we discussed about the what we say access management of the directories or okay. So if any user come to the this particular directory slash var www or any directory we have like HTML is by default, but we can create more. And if anybody user come to the this directory, we want to block the access or you want to give the access. So we discuss about these things in the previous video. But today we are going to discuss some more things about HTTP web server access management, and we are going to discuss about the time today. Okay. So how we can block the user at particular time, like anybody user, like anyone come at 1 p.m. So we want to block the access of this user, or any user come between the like 10 to 5. So we want to give the access. Any user come between the 5 to 10 at night. So mostly we don't want that any user can access our site between 5 p.m. till 10 a.m. So you can block this access. Okay, so like this access management to implement. So HTTP web server give some ways. So just like for directories, what we did, we also block the access of the particular browser. Like any user come at particular browser using like Chrome, so we want to block their access. Anybody using curl browser, so we also want to block them access, and we want to access only give the access when the user come from the Chrome browser. So we did, so for this we use the user agent variable. Okay, it's a special variable in the HTTPD web server which store the information about the client browser, which browser client are using to access our website. Same way, if you want to get the time, so we have time underscore hour is one variable available. So we can use this variable to implement the time related access. So for this, let me just quickly launch the web OS. So first thing we need to set up the HTTPD web server is the operating system. Okay, because HTTP web server is a program, and to run the program we need a operating system. And for this I am using AWS Cloud, and in AWS Cloud I am using EC2 service to get the access to launch the operating system. So let me just go to my AWS console, and I have this EC2 running. So let me just connect to this EC2, and here I am using SSH client command to connect. So I can open the command prompt, and here let me just go to the download folder because my key in the store in the download folder. So paste and connect. So I'm connected. So let me just log in with the root user, and here if you can see, I already have the HTTPD web server installed, so the version is 2.4. So now what I can do, I can just go to the etc HTTPD directory, and here this is the configuration file of my web server. Here we have available for the HTTPD web server. So like if I try to access my website, I am able to access it. I already have one page created here in this slash var www html this in this directory. So if I see here we have one page created. If you see the content of this page, so it's the same content what we got in our browser. So what I can do now, so let me just go to the previous directory, and here I can go to the conf.d folder because I don't want to make any changes in the main configuration file which are located in the conf folder. So I can just create any another file. So let me just use vim command and create one zorix.conf file. Okay. And let me start the if block here. So already discussed this thing in the previous section. So if block started, if block close, and whatever keyword we want to write, we can write in this if block. And mostly this keyword are case insensitive. So if you use I here capital or small, or F here capital or small, there will be no effect. So it's gonna work in the same way. So you can use capital or small also. So this keyword are case insensitive. Okay, so here what I want to do, like I already told you that here we have one keyword. So the variable we give in this format, first we use percentile symbol and then this block. And here I can write keyword. So the variable name is time underscore hour. It's the one variable available in the HTTPD server, and the time is when the equals to 1 p.m. Okay, like 1. So mostly they support, if we anybody know about the time, so mostly they support the time in the 24 hour format. So mostly they support time into the 24-hour format. So if you want to give 1, so we 1 p.m. So you can write like 16. If you want to give the time in 2, so you can write 17. Sorry, for 1 you can write 13, and for sorry, like what we use in the 24-hour format. So for 1 we can write 13, for 2 we can write 14, and for 3 we can write 15, so on. So if I check the current time of my system, so let me just save this file here, and you can use date command to see the time. So now time is 1 p.m. So what I want to do, like anybody come in this particular time, I want to block this access. So let me just open the configuration file again, and here I can type 16, and I want to deny the access, required all denied. So this is the configuration file is created. Now our code is done. The configuration file is set up. Now what I can do, let me just save this file here. And if I try to reload my services, systemctl reload HTTPD, it reloads successfully. And if I try to again this access this page again right now, you can see still we are able to access because of the cache data. So let me just open another browser and try to access it. So I don't, because my site is running. So you can see still we are able to access the site because there is might be some error in the configuration file. So let me just open, and instead of 16, actually this is the error. So instead of 16 I want to write 13. If anybody come at 1 p.m. so we want to deny their access. Now let me just save this file here, and if I reload the services, reload HTTPD, and if I try to access the site again, you can see we are not able to access the say permission denied to the resources. So I block the access at particular time. If you want to access like any user come at this time, so let me just use like anybody come at 15. So if I save this file now, so whenever the time is gonna come up at 3 p.m. so they are gonna give the deny the access between the 3 p.m. Okay, for that particular hour. So whenever we have 3 p.m. available, so starting from 3 p.m. okay, as soon as the time come up at 3 p.m. so they are gonna block the access, and when time gonna come up at 4, so they are gonna give the access. Okay, and all the remaining time they are gonna give the access for all remaining hours. So this concept you can use here, but if you want to block the access particular time, so here we can write the multiple condition, just like in I can also write percentile time underscore hour, and whenever is equals to the 15. So let me just change here now. So what I can do, I can just block the access between 1 p.m. till 3 p.m. So I can write 13 here. Okay, so whenever the time come up between the 1 p.m. and the 3 p.m. so they are gonna block the access. Okay, and for this we use special operator. So if anybody know about the programming languages, so what we use AND operator. If you want to see like whenever this condition satisfy, like here we write the two conditions. So let me just take the screenshot of this. Okay, here what we did, we just write the two condition. The first condition is between 1 p.m. and the second condition is for the 3 p.m. So whenever the time gonna come up like 1 p.m. so this condition gonna give the output true. Okay, and then whenever the time gonna come up at 3 p.m. this condition gonna give the output true. And whenever you want to use this kind of condition, like when the both conditions satisfy, then we want to run this block. So I can use AND operator here. So if you know about anybody, so you can search and logical operators. So you can see this is the and logical operator here. So you can use this kind of operator, and this is mostly known as truth table. Okay, so you can see this is mostly known as truth table. So if you search TRUTH truth table, so I think the spelling might be wrong. TRUTS truth table. So this is the truth table available. So whenever the first condition satisfy, then we are gonna give the access. So let me just open this image in new tab. So here you can see whenever the both conditions satisfy, then only we are going to give the output, means the final condition. Like whenever first condition is true and the second condition is true, then we are going to give the output true. Whenever the first condition is true and the second condition is false, okay, then we give the output false. And when the first is false, then second is true, then again we give the false. When the both condition false, then we can give the false. So in the AND operation, AND operator, whenever the both condition give the true output, then only they are gonna give the run this code. Okay, and if you want that if the first condition is fail, then and second condition is pass, then we want to give the output true. If the first condition is true, then we don't want to run the second condition. If the first condition is true, then give the output as true. Don't check the second condition. So this is known as OR operator. So we have one more type of operator available, OR operator. So you can use OR operator, this kind of symbol we use to implement the OR operator. So you can use this kind of logic in your HTTPD configuration file also. So what I can do, let me just open this again, and here I can type and. Okay, so whenever the time gonna come up between the this time, so they are gonna block the access. If I save this file and reload the services again, systemctl reload HTTPD, so there is some error in the my configuration file. So let me just open and check what is the error. So we have to give the percentile symbol here, so we forget to give the percentile symbol, and let me save here. And if I run this again, so you can see the syntax is right, so they reload the page successfully. If I try to access this page here, so you can see we are able to access, because the time is currently the time is between the 1 p.m. But if you want to block this access, like if you want to give the access at a particular time, so you can type your type of then you can set your condition whatever the time you want to give the access. Okay, and but here mostly guys in the programming world, like if you these are integers. So in integer, we mostly don't use the equals to here. In this version, like they are supporting, but in most of the older version of the HTTPD web server, they don't support this kind of syntax. So instead of equals to, we have some special operator available. So we have the expression. So let me just search Apache expression documentation. And instead of equals to, we use this special operator. So this is mainly known as, like, if you want to check the condition between the integer, like this is the phi, and I want to check like if the phi is equals to this number, so then we want to give the output true. So we can apply many more condition on the numbers, like equals to, if phi is equals to the this number, then we can like type this also, like if phi is greater than another number, so you can type multiple number here. So for this we use some kind of syntax like this hyphen and then equals to eq. So this kind of operator we can use, like we have much more operator available. Greater than, we can use greater than or less than. So this kind of multiple operator we have. And if you go to the documentation here, so this is the latest documentation of the HTTPD web server that we are running. We are running with the 2.4 version now. So if you search here, and if you search here and the HTTPD web server, so we have command available. So you can use httpd-v. So you can check the web server version. or else, so you can see here we have HTTPD web server 2.4 version available, or else you can use rpm-q and check the HTTPD web server version here also. Okay, so you can see we are running on the 2.04 version. It's the latest version. Now what I can do, if you check the documentation here, so here you can see this is the one kind of multiple syntax they support for. This is the syntax we are using for the string equals to or not equals to or less than. This is the many more syntax we have available. But for the integer, for the number type, here we have logical operator, means these are known as operator. So these operator are available. So you can see it's equals to, or you can use less than or greater than, multiple operator we can use. So instead of using equals to in this function file, we can type, let me remove this, and we can type is equals to. Okay, so this operator we are using equals to, and if for this also I can remove this, I can type equals to, and if I save this file again here, so you can see we don't got any error. Now if I access my server again, so you can see I am able to access my web server here. So these are some time management related operator. On access management we did, but we are using these symbols here, if, else, and time over. These are mainly known as directive. Okay, so these are mainly known as directive, and there are lots of directive available. So if you go to the documentation again, so here we have lots of multiple directories we have available, like HTTP accept, cookies, forward, then host and proxy connection, and we use this user agent to block the access of particular what we say particular browser. Okay, and here if you search down, go down here, and if you search more, so we have directive available also for the access related to the IP address. Like if you want to block the any IP address, so they also give the directive. So let me just search here. So mainly they have here, you can see -r. So you can use -r, and in this you can give the IP address. If this IP address is this request coming from this particular IP address, so you can block this. So I can just go to this configuration file again. So cd etc httpd, and here conf.d. Let me open this configuration file. So I want to edit this file, and here I want to block the IP address. So let me do one thing. Let me just delete this part. So we can focus on the IP address part now. So we can use this. So what I can do, let me just check my IP address. So if you want to check your public IP, so you can use what is my public IP, and if you open this link here, so they are gonna give you the public IP address of my network. So my public IP address of my network is this. So I want to block this IP address. Any user come from this IP address, I want to block this. So what I can do, I can just type again condition here, if block start, if, and then if block close, and here I can write my condition in between this. So okay, so we can use this symbol percentile, then this, then we have to give this into this double quote, and here I can type my condition like if we have the hyphen capital R is one special symbol available. So if the IP address is request coming from this IP, so you have to block this. Okay, so let me just save let me just type here like require all denied, and if I save this here now and reload my services systemctl reload httpd, we don't have httpd. You can see they are gonna giving us a error because the IP address we right, they mostly the what we say this hyphen r support in the this string format. So I can use single quote here to tell that this IP address in a string format they support. So we have to give the IP address in a string format. So if I save this file now and if I try to reload the services again, so still they are giving me error. So let me just check what is the issue. So we have getting this issue. So they create mostly they create the swap file. So what I can do, let me just close this file here and let me just delete the swap file. So here you can see they created the swap file of my configuration file. So let me just delete the swap file so they are not going to give me the error again. So dot zorix con.saf. If I open the file again, so they are not going to ask me. So the we write, but let me we have to give this out of box. So I think so. Let me just remove this and here I can give my IP address here. Try with multiple combination and if I save this now, so first we need to give in the single quotes. And if I try to save this now, if I reload this, reload HTTPD, still they are giving me error. So why they are giving me error? So let me try with if I think they are this might be the error because of the case sensitive and give this again inside this block IP address and in this IP address 6 I forget to write. Okay, and we have to now let me close this block here and use this in a single quote. And if I save this now and try to reload my services, still they are giving me error. I don't know why they are giving me this kind of error. So, but let me just fix this. So, let me just quickly check the documentation. We don't need to remember this kind of syntax. So, what I can use. So, let me just check the documentation. So, here you can see they use this and okay, it's not a variable actually, it's a special operator kind of operator. So we don't give with this into the this format hyphen. We just have to give the directly hyphen r. So if I save this now and try to reload systemctl reload httpd, so it's gonna work now. So you can see the service is restarted successfully. Now if I try to access my server again, reload it, so you can see I don't have the access of this web page because we block my IP address. But if I want to block the IP range, like what we say, like I'm using this IP address now, like you can think like my IP address is 190 192.168.2.3. If any user come from this IP address, you want to block this, but there are network range available, like this is my network name range you can think, and this is one of the my IP address, but I want to block all the IP address in this network range. So what I can do, instead of giving that particular IP address, I can just use this also, Zoris configuration, and here I can remove this block. So they are gonna block this entire network range. So if I save this now and reload my services, systemctl reload HTTPD, and try to access my server now, you can see still I'm not able to access because we block the entire IP range. There are some kind of DDoS attack happening on our server. So what we can do, instead of blocking that particular IP address, they are changing the IP address at every second or every time when they do the attack. So instead of blocking that particular IP address, we can block the entire network range. So like this is the first two octet, it's my network range. So we can just give this octet and block this entire network range. So after this, like there are all the IP address after this 192 168, like 3.3 gonna also come up, so they are gonna block this because we told the tell the HTTP web server that you have to block this entire network range now. So what you can do, you can also do this kind of things. So if any user come from this network range, you can also give in this format. And let me save here systemctl reload HTTPD and try to access the web page again. So you can see we are not able to access the web page. So these are the some things I want to discuss with you. So that's it for the today this video. In next video we are going to discuss some more things about the logs management and all that kind of thing. Okay, so thanks for watching guys. See you in the next video.